Seven on 4K is finally here. And I say finally because this has been a much anticipated release for a long time. I was actually lucky enough to actually see this while it was still playing in IMAX theaters. And it still might, and I believe it's still in limited release in some areas. And it's going to get a standard theatrical re-release only for a couple days. But yeah, if you want to see Seven in theaters, sounds like you're going to have a lot of options. So the 4K transfer of the film that I watched in theaters is the same one that's on this disc. So it looked incredible. I think that some people are angry because apparently used AI to help clean up the film and do the restoration. But if this is the director approving it and it doesn't, and if I can't notice, then what are we really complaining about? I get it. You don't really want digital coming in and just taking this film. I think they're worried about James Cameron work. Like James Cameron kind of tries to make his films look too modern. David Fincher really isn't like that, but he is a very technical director. He's of course going to embrace new technology as he always does with his films, and do some really interesting things. I mean, the technical work just with this film in the 90s was beyond anything we had done at that time. So I have some issues with this release, but picture quality is not that, and I don't get why that's a big concern with some people, other than we have this constant fear of AI. AI is used with anything, and you hear a bunch of people throwing a temper tantrum that A, don't understand the technology, B, don't want to understand the technology, and B, don't even want to acknowledge the fact that everybody involved with these projects is consenting to it. There's not really a problem here. My problem with this release is the packaging, and I know David Fincher improved this packaging, but like, why not a standard slipcover? Because here's the release. Beautiful artwork. Like, I love the artwork. It actually looks like a crime scene. I think that's the effect that he was going for here. Also, kind of showing off the seven deadly sins on kind of every part of it in a weird way. But yeah, you get the 4K disc, looking great right there. And yeah, so I don't know. If you like this movie, it's worth an upgrade. Packaging's a little iffy in the sense that this is like an accordion to just kind of like put away. Like, look at me, I'm struggling to put it away right now. And then you have to make sure you slide the disc in there just right so it's not scratching. Which, I will be honest with you guys, when I buy a physical media disc, like a 4K, a Blu-ray, my goal is to have that be my permanent copy of the movie. And so, you know, having to like gently put away so I don't scratch it is not ideal, but I can make do with it. This movie's great. Let's talk about the movie, I guess, because I always try to talk about the movie in these physical media reviews, just because so many people want to just talk about the show or movie, or they just want to talk about the release. There's not really both, and I feel like it's important to talk about the movie. This movie's really good. Basically, if you don't know what Seven is, it's about a killer that's killing the seven deadly sins, and it's a really gritty crime that is very dark, and it has a even darker ending, really. Movies like this are usually meant to end on hopeful notes, but that doesn't really happen here. It's pretty horrific and gross and grimy. Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt give excellent performances, and it's a movie that'll make you sick to your stomach while you watch it, but also really immerse you in its world and its feel, and it just makes for a really incredible movie that is just really wonderfully done, and I love watching this movie. I'm not gonna be watching this a whole lot, in the sense that this is a very uncomfortable movie, so this isn't my go-to movie, but it is a movie that I do think about and often go back to, and it is a great recommend for people who haven't seen it, because despite this being a very popular movie, there's still quite a few people who haven't seen this movie, because David Fincher is one of those big directors that people know by name, but they also kind of don't in the mainstream sense, which is crazy to me. You got Social Network, yes. Seven, you got Panic Room, all these great movies that he's done, and yet people don't really know him like that. And I guess I can get it because, like, your general audience member is not going to want to watch a dirty, grimy crime thriller that makes them really sick to their stomach and makes them feel like shit by the end of it. But is it good? Absolutely. And you should watch it. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.